Viral, nigga. Viral. Viral, viral, viral. Viral, 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 viral. What it do? You're good. Of course you're good. I've been having. Okay, I was having a test on Monday, and I did well. It was a computer test, Last week, I attended throughout the whole week, and I actually met a partner there. And then, I was attending, and then I think I wrote well. So now I just got a message that I have to go to campus with my ID, so I'm going there to check what's popping. But yeah, it's crazy. I was speaking with this other time I was speaking with somebody. I was telling him, yesterday I was speaking to my boy Makuka. I was telling him about my pops, that I haven't spoke with my pops since last year January. Crazy, like we haven't been speaking since last year January, because it's like we cut ties, like we are beefing now. I say we are beefing because we are family, Obviously, one way or another, we're gonna reconcile. But for now, like we have a beef, It's like we're not seeing eye to eye. We're not agreeing to each other's opinion or thoughts. Actually, he's not even giving me a chance to share my thoughts. That's one thing about my pops. Like, he never ever gave me a chance to share my thoughts. Like, sometimes I would go to him. And like wanting maybe to talk to him about something. And when I get there, now it's no longer about what I wanted to talk about. Now it's a lecture. It's a lecture class now. It's like I'm in a lecture room. I'm being lectured now. That's why sometimes I end up not even going to him if I wanted some advice, or if I wanted to know something. I would be like, I never got used to asking for advice on him, because every time when I went there, it's like I don't even get a chance to ask for it, because when I get there and I want to speak, all of a sudden he speaks. Sorry, and then I end up not saying what I wanted to say. So I got used to not getting an advice from him. All the advice he was giving me, or things that he was saying to me, he thought they were good enough for me, or he thought that was what I needed. But that's not what I needed, I felt like I needed more, but he did what he can, he did what he thought it was good. And it's now I understand that everybody has their own perception, everybody love in a different way. The love that he showed me is the love that he knew, is the love that he knew, and I was expecting maybe something, I was expecting the love that I know, the love that my perception has, what I perceive as love. That's what I was expecting from him, which is something different. I learned to understand that we all are different people, you get a lot of people be saying, where you grow up makes you. Yeah, it made me, but in a way, I turned out to become opposite from a lot of people, a lot of my surroundings. I turned out to become way, way, way different from what they are, and I turned out to perceive different, even like then, like I used to perceive different from how they perceived, I used to see things in a different way. Some way my pops kind of felt I was selfish, or I was stupid in a way, off of how I moved, because they didn't really understand certain things I would do, and how I showed my love, or how I needed attention, because when I was young, when I was in high school, bro, I used to be a rebel, bro. I used to be rebellious. I used to be bad. Like, I was a bad kid. I was one time. I like and all those stuff. Sleeping with girls on his bed. Like, I did that, something that I'm not proud of, but I did it, like that's something that I did, when I was young. I think I had to do it at the time, it's something that I wanted to do. I had to do it. I brought girls on top of my pop's bed, like, such disrespect. I've disrespected him so much, and at the same time I've expected so much from him, but right now I'm at a point where I'm just trying to make it out by myself, because at the same time, like, he still perceives me as stupid, as dumb, and I understand why he perceives me like that, off of how I've been. It's basically off of how I've been. I guess any father could have thought the same. I think, and especially people from his generation. And I kind of felt like him and my mom, they had me when they were kids. Like my mom already at the age of 19, she had 2 kids already. Like at the age of 19, it was my sister and I, and my pops at the age of 22 already, he had me. So I'm my pop's firstborn, my mom's secondborn. So you can imagine those people were kids already. Like, I mean, they were kids, they were not yet ready to be parents. And then there it was, we were there, and they had to, like, maybe abandon some of their dreams. I mean, they abandoned a lot of their dreams. I feel like that's what my pops felt like when he started looking at me when I started getting older, and and stuff. That's when he started, tracking back and saying, yo, I sacrificed a lot for this boy, and now he's doing this. But at the same time, I didn't really ask to be here. It's not like I asked to be here. It's not that I'm not grateful. I'm grateful. That's why I wanna make sure I become the most successful person there is. Especially from my family. I'm gonna be. It's gonna be me showing some sort of appreciation of life in itself and being alive, and showing my pops that after all, he wasn't really a bad pops. I mean, he caught me smoking cigarettes 2022 January. That's when, like, he felt like, yeah, it's time, I gotta let this guy go, because he felt like I'm not setting no example to my little brothers. I'm a bad kid. I'm not I don't want to change. I even reverted to cigarettes, which is something I've been doing for a long time. It's just that he didn't know. He discovered that later on. It's just a nickel day. And the funny part is, when I went there, I told my boy Tabam before, where I was like, yo, boy, now we about to go home, I'm gonna fight with my pops. Like, we always had episodes, and even when I was growing up against Mhlupa, he always told me he's gonna sack me out of his house. It ended up becoming that. And then him and my mom separated when I was 13, like 2013 they separated, and then we lived with my mom for a little while, and then my pops took us. My pops took us from there. Like, we grew up with our pops, and my mom was out of our lives. Like, it was crazy. She wasn't there. I didn't really have no mom from the age of 13 up until, like, I think I started speaking with her maybe 2018 or 19. Now, kind of like, it wasn't really, we couldn't like reconnect like that the way we used to. It was hard to rekindle, it was hard, like, to rekindle everything we had. Like, it was hard, and it still is. Like, even now I still feel uncomfortable. I can't really feel at home when I'm where they stay. It's hard for me to feel at home, bro. I can't really, because I despised my mom for a long time, but I'm willing to become great, because I'm grateful, for the life that I'm living and where I'm at and what they've done for me. With that, I'm gonna be successful. I'm gonna make sure I become that. I make sure they proud of me, because I've broke boundaries already. I can still break more. Which is something they didn't. University, I'm about to be done. I'm about to graduate, which I have to graduate, which is something they didn't. So I've achieved a lot that they didn't. And I don't have a kid at this age which they had. I'm not saying it was bad, because bro, it's me. I'm talking about me. They had me, bro. I wasn't no mistake or something like that. I mean, it had to be like that. So I'm gonna be successful, I'm gonna be successful, because I'm gonna be putting my mind on what I'm gonna do. And yeah, we'll have to see each other when I'm successful, and I'm gonna make sure that they're well off and they realize that they were not really bad parents. Whatever they did and whatever happened for a reason for me to be where I'm at.